Why does it matter? Why does it matter that we talk about grief? Why does it matter that we learn the things about grief? It is important when I tell you that you have to learn the definition of grief. The definition to me is what grief is, what it is not. What is it doing to your body? Why are you struggling? It is all the things that we as grievers need to know. And this is why it matters. So let's start right here. What are we talking about today? We're talking about the noise that goes on in your brain, the grief noise that goes on in your brain. You'll hear me talk about the intellectual aspects of grief all the time. Grief is an emotional experience that takes place in your heart. Grief is an emotional experience that takes place in our heart. But there is a part that the brain plays, and we have to study that part. We have to understand it. We have to know what it is. Grief doesn't just break your heart. Grief is a broken heart. That's why I say it's an emotional experience that takes place in your heart. Your heart is absolutely broken. But guess what, my friends? Your brain is trying to figure it out. It is trying to get all of the things figured out because it believes that it's the job. It believes it is the job of itself during grief. And most of us don't even realize it. We don't realize that the heart and the brain are both playing a different part. When you lose a person, your brain starts to scramble for the answer. It starts to look for answer. What? Why? How? Who? Right? The brain is trying to answer all of those questions for you. How did this happen? When did it happen? Why didn't I know? What was the diagnosis? It wants order, and it wants it all in order. It wants it all to make sense. It wants to control the situation for you. It wants to line it up nice and neat. So, this happened, then that happened, then that happened, then that happened. It wants to be able to take all of this, but it really can't because it's all scrambled in the brain. And the whole time the brain is trying to unscramble this, the heart is like screaming, no, stop this. That's grief. That's grief going on all at one time. The brain wants the order. It wants to make sense of this. But death doesn't play by the rules. It didn't play by the rules for me, and it sure as heck is not going to play by the rules for you. And that's when the noise starts, the constant replay in your brain. The brain starts with the constant replay of what ifs. What if I had of? What if I did this? I'm sorry, that's a question mark, not an exclamation point. What if I did this? What if I did that? And you start to think about all of the what ifs, and immediately you get sent this emotion right here. For a lot of you, you're going to tell me it's guilt. That's what you're going to tell me. So the brain is going, number one, it's going to go through the what ifs, and then it's going to send you this emotion. And for most of you, you're going to describe that as guilt. This endless mental checklist. Things you wish you had said, things you wish you had done, things that you wish were better, things that you wanted to be more of. And the whole time your brain is going through this, your body is trying to figure all of this out. It is exhausting. It is absolutely exhausting. Going through the mental checklist is exhausting. You wake up tired because your brain didn't sleep all night. It continued to go through the spinning. You go through the day pretending like you're listening and you're paying attention, but the brain is on the spin. The brain is on the spin. And right in the back of the brain, those constant what if questions keep coming up. You go through the day pretending to listen, but half of your mind is stuck somewhere else between the past and the present. You're stuck in the past, but you're in the present. And your brain is going back and forth between both. Past, present, past, present, past, present. Throwing more emotions down to your heart. It's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting. You try to fall asleep. And when you try to fall asleep and you lay down and the whole entire house has gotten quiet and you close your eyes, your brain gets louder because the grief goes up instead of down. It gets louder and you start going through everything. For some of us, we're able to fall asleep. Some of us, we're able to fall asleep. But 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., we get woken up. Woken up out of a sound sleep. Sometimes it's by a dream. But for most parts, I believe it's by our thoughts. Our thoughts are absolutely waking us up. Grief keeps you hostage inside of your own thoughts. Your grief will keep you hostage inside of your own thoughts. Why does this matter? Because until you understand what the noise really is, until you understand what's really going on, what's keeping the fight going on inside of you, that it's not actually an enemy, that a scary monster hasn't entered your body and taken control of it, a scary monster named grief has not entered your body and taken control. It's your own brain working in the good for you. It is literally trying to work out the good for you, but it is making a mess of its job. It is making a mess. When I tell you that the noise isn't madness, the noise isn't madness, it isn't weakness, it's love. The noise is the love with nowhere to go. It's love. It just doesn't know where to go. It doesn't know where to place itself. It's your person and the love. It just doesn't know where to go. It's misplaced. It's love that you can't give out anymore. It's the love that you can't give out anymore. It hasn't figured out where to go yet. But the brain, because it thinks it's so smart, it thinks it can figure this out. It thinks it's wired for the job. And one of the things it thinks it's wired for is looking for your person. It's trying to find them for you. It's trying to fix the grief story, close the loop. That's what the brain's doing when it can't stand the unknown. It can't figure out the unknown. So it's like, oh, she's in pain. Well, let me find her. Let me find Donovan. Let me find Austin. Let me find Sharon for her. And here's my question to you. When your brain starts racing, what's the main story it's trying to tell you? Because in the racing, it is trying to tell you something. It hasn't figured out that it can't find the person yet. For some of you, you haven't even figured out that they're not coming back. Some of you, when you say that to me, it's like you've heard it for the first time. They're not coming back. She's not coming back. Sometimes it has to be a conscious conversation between you and your brain to get the brain to stop looking. For some of you, it's been 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and you still are looking for them. So here's my question. When your mind is racing, what is the main story that your mind is trying to tell you? Is it talking about the regrets? Is it the anger? Where is your brain going? Is it fear that the pain will never end? Where is your mind going? Have you ever slowed down enough to just name it, to figure out where your mind is really going? Because when you name it, you can start separating it. You can start taking a look at it. But most of us do this thing where we allow our brain to be in charge of our grief. Did you hear what I said? We allow our brain, who's never done this before, to be in charge of our grief. Our love, we allow our brain to try and figure out where to place the love. And it just starts to spin. And we allow it to be there. And you all call this fog. You call this the fog. You call it numb. I'm numb. I'm in a brain fog. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I can't think. I can't remember where I put my keys. My memory is gone. You call all of this that. Instead of saying, I'm broken, or I'm really stuck in the regrets. I have anger. This fear is overwhelming me. Because when you name it, you're able to separate it. When you name it, you're able to separate it, and you move from the I am the noise to I hear the noise. I am the noise to I hear the noise. It's a shift. It's a tiny shift, but a huge shift. It's a tiny shift, and it's where the healing actually starts. And the reason this matters is simple. You can't heal what you keep trying to run from. You can't heal what you keep trying to outrun. The more you are trying to run from this thing we call grief, you're going in this direction. You're like, I don't care what they say. I'm going this way. I got to get out of here. The more you try to run, the more you try to run from it, the louder this is going to get. The louder this is going to get. Because this is the part you're actually running from. You're running from the feelings. And you will even tell me you're running from the bad feelings. Not the good ones. The bad feelings, the bad emotions, the heavy ones. You're going to run like hell. And your brain is in agreement to this. It is absolutely okay with you running like hell. And it's going to go with you. As a matter of fact, it's going to look 5 steps ahead of you and try and see if it can tell you where to go. But when you name it, you leave the I am the noise to I hear the noise. You start to hear the noise. You start to pay attention to the noise. And this matters, and it's huge, and it's simple. You cannot heal what you keep trying to outrun. You have to understand it first. You have got to understand what grief is and what it is doing to you, and you have to understand it first. You will never, my friends, be able to move the grief if you don't truly understand it. Understanding the tools to you to understand it are simple. So let's talk about what's actually happening. What's happening within the noise? What is going on in your brain and your body when the grief takes over? Let's talk about that, okay? Here's you. Big, beautiful brain, right? The brain is beautiful. It's big. It's a broken heart. I did make your head kind of big there. But you have this thing on the outside of you that we call a nervous system. And your nervous system is really what's getting affected by this grief. Your stress hormones go wild. They're from your nervous system, right? Your brain starts to loop because it thinks it's solving a problem. So you got this looping going on. You got this nervous system that's releasing all the stress hormone into your system. And then you got this brain thing going on. And of course, you have this broken heart going on. All at the same time. But grief isn't a problem to be solved. It is a process to feel. You are supposed to feel this all the way. You feel the emotions in your heart. Your brain's going to keep sending you thoughts. It's going to keep sending you memories. And every time it does, you're going to feel these emotions. And your job is to feel them and calm this nervous system down. So let me break this down. The noise shows up as thoughts. This is the noise, and it's thoughts. And the thoughts show up as thinking. Thinking. And they just keep going on. But underneath those thoughts are emotions that haven't been released. So every time there's a thought, there's an emotion that is sent to your heart. Every thought has an emotion. Good, bad, sweet, sour. They are all emotions. And they're all going here. And every time you get here and you don't process what is in here, which is the actual grief, this, my friends, is the grief. And every time you're not processing this, you're sending the stress to the nervous system. This is why you think you're going crazy. This is the exact picture of why you think you're losing your mind. This is it. This is grief. This is the photo of grief. This is what's happening to you. And then you're going to knock on that door, and you knock on that door, and you knock on that door, and you're trying to get help. And you're doing all the things you can to try and get help. You're doing all the things you can to try and get help and try and get this figured out. And you're walking in like this. Hey, can you help me? Can you help me with this? And we've got to keep knocking on the door. And some of you have knocked on my door, and here you are. Come on in. Let's break this down. The noise shows up as the thoughts, but underneath those thoughts are emotions that haven't been released yet. They haven't been processed. They haven't been touched. Every time you try to not feel, the brain gets louder and louder and louder. Sometimes it even tells you, just go ahead and feel it, girl. Just go ahead and feel it, because I don't have room in here for more thoughts. But you're smart. You're not going to do that. You're so smart. You're going to figure out a way to calm it down. And you have. And that looks like wine, cookies, eating. These are chocolate chip cookies. I say that every time because I don't want you guys to think I'm just drawing circles. We shop, right? We go on Facebook. We scroll. We go on TV. We look at TikTok, right? We're doing all the things. Because as long as I can do this, I can keep all of this calm. I avoid the pain. I avoid feeling these emotions that are coming from inside the house. The grief is coming from inside the house. Not out here. It's coming from inside. Okay. So here's tip number 1 that I want to tell you. How we're gonna work with this. Number 1, you've got to do a daily check-in. I teach check-ins inside of the grief school. I teach check-ins. Once a day, give your brain 5 quiet minutes. Come on, you got 24 hours in a day. You can give me 5. Give your brain 5 quiet minutes. And ask yourself, what is the loudest thought right now? What is the loudest thought? Sorry. I was spelling thought. What is the loudest thought in my head right now? Right now, at this minute, what is the loudest thought in my head right now? And then I want you to write it down. Just sit for a second, you guys. Grab a piece of paper and a pencil. Add in the word grief if you needed to. What is the loudest grief thought? What is the loudest Austin thought? What is the loudest mom thought? If you're thinking about mom, what is the loudest thought in my head right now? Be specific if you need to. And then write it down. Write the thought down. And then you're going to ask yourself the very next question. When I think this thought, what feeling is underneath that thought? What feeling? Feeling or emotion? Is under that thought. Okay? Daily check-in. What is the loudest Austin thought in my head right now? And what feeling is going along with that thought? What feeling or emotion? Either one, they're interchangeable. What feeling or emotion is going along with that thought? And when you name both, the thought and the feeling, the noise will start to loosen. All you got to do is name it. All you have to do is name it. When was the last time you stopped running long enough to take a look at the grief? When was the last time you slowed down long enough to just look at the grief? When was the last time you listened to the thoughts that were going through in your brain? Friends, hear me out. You're so busy being in pain. I got to write this bigger. We're so busy living in the grief pain we haven't slowed down enough. We have to slow down and allow the grief. You have to slow down and allow the grief. We are so busy living in the grief pain. All we're doing is talking about it. Everywhere we go, we're sharing about the grief pain. We're talking about the grief pain. The pain. This is unbelievable. I can't do it. I don't know if I can do it. I'm not going to be able to live without it. Blah, 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 blah. All the things we're saying about the pain. But when was the last time you allowed it? When was the last time you slowed down and sat in the pain for 5 minutes? That's all I'm asking you. Sit in the damn pain for 5 minutes. Give yourself some time to be in the pain. The pain serves a purpose. It wasn't to ruin your life. The pain isn't to ruin your life. The pain isn't for you to stay like this for the rest of your life. You were not given a life sentence. It's your job to figure this out. You're not given a life sentence to be like this forever. You got to go through it. You go through it. And through it is right through the center of your heart. And one of the things you want to do is slow down. Blow it off and sit in it for 5 minutes and ask yourself, what is the loudest thought that I'm having right now? And when I think the thought, he's not coming back, what do I feel? And write those down. It's called giving yourself some grief time. We're so busy running from the grief, we're not even doing the grief. And man, we're reading every book. We're listening to every podcast. We're getting every therapist we can. We're going to see all the psychologists. I love all of that. We're going to our church. I love it all. But are you listening to what they're saying? Are you slowing down enough to listen? Well, he doesn't get it because his wife has never died. She doesn't get it because she's never lost a child. She doesn't get it because she's never lost her fur baby. She doesn't get it because she's too short. He's too tall. No one is going to get it. So we're looking for the exact match to us. We're looking for the griever that has the exact match to who we are. When I tell you that is such bullshit. We're looking for the griever that looks just like us, because when we find the griever that looks just like us, they're going to have the answer. They probably don't have the answer. They're probably running just like you. Where am I coming from with that? Because people tell me all the time, you don't understand it. You've never lost a child. No, I've never lost a child. I have never lost a child. And thank you, God, that is not one of my experiences here on this earth yet. But I know what grief feels like. I know what pain feels like. I know what a broken heart feels like. I know what it feels like. And guess what? Even that guy who's never lost a wife, he knows what a broken heart feels like. And that lady who's never lost a child, she knows what a broken heart feels like. They know what it means to run. They know what it means to hide. Okay. Tip number 2 is I want you to set some grief time. Grief time. I want you to set a timer for 15 minutes. And during that time, let yourself think. Let yourself cry. Let yourself talk. Scream if you need to. When the timer ends, gently tell your brain, we've felt this enough for now. We'll come back to it later. So grief time is allowing time. Allowing grief, allowing emotions, feelings, allowing thoughts. Here's the big one, you guys. Allowing the pain of grief to be. Allowing the pain of grief to just be. We all want to fix to the grief. That's why we're doing all the running. We want this grief fixed. We want somebody to come in and fix it. But we gotta do our own work too. They're going to have answers. I have some answers, but you got to do your own work. Grief time equals allowing time, equals allowing emotions, equals allowing feelings. Feelings and thoughts. Thinking about the thoughts. And allowing the pain of grief to just be. 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 1 minute. At least it's better than what you're doing now. You're doing now is running from it. What you're doing now is trying to get away from it. This, my friend, is how we teach the mind to get the boundaries that it needs. This, my friend, is how we teach your mind that grief has boundaries. You have to allow it to be there. And there are some boundaries within that. We're not going to grieve 24/7. Now, in the beginning, you're going to grieve 24/7. You're going to be crying all the time. You're going to be doing the grief business, the brain business. You're going to be planning the funeral. You're going to be doing all the things. But what happens when you're 6 months in, 7 months in, and 8 months in? What happens when you come to me and you're like, I haven't cried in weeks? It's because you're avoiding. You're not allowing. You're not allowing it to be there because it feels so weird. It's so strange. This is how we teach your mind that grief has boundaries and it can't just run rapid. It can't just do all the things on the same day. Could giving your pain, your grief pain, a set time actually make the rest of your day quieter? Okay, I'll answer it myself. Yeah, I'll answer the question. Yes. Once we slow it down and we allow ourselves to feel and be, and we give ourselves some grief time, it blows off some of the negative energy of grief. You can still feel heavy when you stand up. You can still feel heavy when you go to work. But you're not going to be as heavy. And what you're going to tell me is that I felt a little okay. I really was able to go out to dinner with my friend that night because I was able to do that. I hadn't been able to do that in weeks because you're allowing the grief to do what it's supposed to do. You're allowing the grief to do what it's supposed to do. The grief has a job. Your blinking eyes, they have a job to keep your eyes moist. Your lungs have a job to fill your body with the air so it can pull out the oxygen and release the carbon monoxide. Your heart has a job to pump the blood through your body. Your grief has a job to go into that broken heart and help you mend the broken heart. It has a job to do. You wouldn't ever try to just sit there without blinking. No blinking at all, just looking straight. I don't even know how long you could do it for. My eyes are burning. How long you could do it for. Would you ever try to just not breathe? No. And in the same way, don't not grieve. The grief serves a purpose. You came here with the ability to grieve. I'm sorry, but it was taken from you over time. All of us. All right. That's part of when we get deeper into the definition. Okay, tip number 3. Grounding the body. When the noise is too loud, drop into your body. When the noise is too loud, drop into your body. Notice what your feet are doing. Just pay attention to your feet. What are my feet doing? What are my toes doing? Notice what your knees are doing. So not knees. Notice what your hands are doing. Where are they? You're dropping into your body. You're just noticing. I didn't say be grateful. I didn't say start praying and thanking God that you have hands and feet and all that. Just notice. I'm just asking you to notice. Just notice. Notice what your lungs are doing. What is your breathing doing? Notice what your heart is doing. Put your hand over your heart and just listen. What is it doing? This is not rocket science, my friend. It's slowing it down. It's just slowing it down. Notice what's going on in your body. Notice what's here. Feel yourself. Slow it down. This is a way to slow it down. Okay, I want you to look around. And just count out the first 5 things you can see. First, you're going to slow it down, and then you're going to look around, right? And then just name out the first 5 things you can see. Name out 4 things that you can touch. Right within your personal space, right? Black marker, computer, ring, glasses, right? 3 things you hear. I hear a motorcycle. I hear music. It looks sounds like it's coming from over there. And I hear cars. 3 things you can see. Tell your brain you're safe right now. I am safe right now. I am safe right now. I am safe. Friends, when you have you just had an ugly cry and an ugly grief moment, this is a great way to come out of it. It's a great way to come out of it. When you feel like you've gone through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you haven't thought about your person and you haven't had a chance to grieve, and you can feel it right here and it's starting to build up, this is a great thing to do. Slow it down. These are not fancy tricks. They are retraining tricks to slow it down. You're teaching your brain that you are in charge of the noise, not the brain. You are in charge. These are grounding practices that you can add to your already grieving process. You could do it once a night, twice a week. You can just do it. Just do it every now and then. Just try it. Maybe you're going to switch it up. Maybe you're not going to do it this way. Maybe you're going to do some box breathing. Maybe you're going to breathe in for 4 and out for 4 and breathe in for 3 and out for 3. Maybe that's what you're going to do. Maybe you're going to do it a little different. Maybe you're going to do a brain dump. Maybe you're going to grab a pencil. Maybe you're just going to draw. Maybe you're just going to color. Maybe you're just going to be. But whatever it is, when I tell you that we need to slow it down, we need to slow it down. We're so busy trying to find the answer to fix this. Trying to find the answer to fix this problem, fix this pain, fix this grief. There's no fixing. You're not broken. Your heart's broken, but you are not. There's no fixing. What small grounding practices can you add to this, to the grieving? What small grounding practices can you add? Okay, number 4. Is a bridge thought. Number 4 is a bridge thought. So, a lot of you are, your brain is sending the same thought over and over and over again. I don't know what the thought is going to be for you, so I'm going to make one up. And that is, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. No. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I can't do this. No. I'm not doing this. I can't do this. And you can get stuck in this thought. The bridge is, I can't come in here and tell you to just get rid of this thought. I can't come in here and say, hey girl, don't think that. Just think this. There's no way that I can come into your brain and pull out the one thought and give you a second thought. There's just no way. It doesn't work that way. But I can give you 1 word or 2 words or 3 words that you can add to them that will make a difference, right? I can't do this, but I did it yesterday, but I can make it through. I can't do this, but, so you're going to add the word but, and then your bridge thought to the sentence. I can't do this, and I can't do this, but I did it yesterday. I'm not trying to make this a happy thought. I'm just trying to add a bridge thought to it so that you don't get absolutely stuck in this negative thought that just keeps replaying over and over again on repeat. I can't do this. And I know it will hurt. But I have tools. We're going to add a bridge thought. And the bridge is going to be simple. And, but, or, I can't do this. Or I can just tell people I really love him. Or I can just tell people how much I really love him. I can't do this. Or I could sit here and cry for the rest of time. Adding a bridge to the thought is going to be a way for you to allow this in and let the brain know that he is not in charge of the thoughts. I can't do this, but I can do one moment at a time. I can't do this, and I know I'll be okay. I know I'll be okay. I can't do this, but I'm learning how. I'm learning how. I can't do this, and it's going to be different. I know that, but I'm learning how. You're not lying to yourself. You're guiding yourself and your brain towards the truth. You're guiding the brain to gently go to the truth. You're just guiding it. You're telling it, go that way. I gotcha. I know this is negative, but just go that way. Because thoughts create feelings. Every feeling you ever had was created by you. Inside your body, you created every feeling you've ever had. Feelings shape how you show up. They shape how you show up in this world. They shape how you show up as a griever. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm so excited. So excited. Sorry about that. I got a little distracted. Had to go take care of that, and I'm back. When we say, I can't do this, one more minute, I can't do this, I can't do this, our brain tries to start answering that thing that we cannot do. It tries to start answering the thing that we cannot do, right? Because our thoughts create our feelings, and our feelings shape how we show up. Our feelings shape how we show up with our friends, with our family, with the people in the room, with our grief. With our grief. Our feelings shape how we show up with our grief. Okay, tool number 5. Tip number 5. Tip number 5. Say it out loud. Say it out loud. Find someone who is safe. You're going to find someone who is safe. Who are you looking for? Who are you looking for? The person that you're looking for. You need to know who she is. You need to know who he is. They're going to show up with their heart. They're going to show up with their ears. They're going to listen to you. But look at what's missing is the mouth. They are the listening partner. You're the talking partner. You are talking about your broken heart. They are just there to use these things. We call them ears, to listen without trying to fix, without trying to prepare. Tell them exactly what your brain keeps saying to you. You don't need advice. You just need words to come out of your mouth so you can hear yourself say the things. Every time you speak your grief, instead of just swallowing it, it lowers the volume. It lowers the volume inside of you. So that's the what. The what do you need? You need to talk. That's the what. That's what's happening. That's the place that you can start. And that's what you can start doing. The what. What you need. It's small. It's simple. It shifts the brain. You don't have to scream it out to be heard. You don't have to go in front of someone and break down crying to feel heard. Feeling heard comes from having the right partner. Here it is, friends. Here it is. Not everyone's going to be your partner. Not everyone's going to be your partner. If she starts talking back and saying, you should do this, why haven't you done this? She's not your partner. She can't listen and take it in. She's not your partner. And for that, I am so, so sorry. The partner may be someone in a grief support group. It may be your grief specialist. It may be Sharon Brubaker, your grief specialist. That might be your partner. Someone at the grief school, showing up to grief study hall, showing up into one of the master classes, one of the lectures. That may be where you find the partner, where you can feel heard. Seen and heard is the thing we're going after. All right. One of the things we need to talk about, so those are the 5 tips, right? Those are the 5 tips. And before I go into the next, I'm going to quickly go over those really quickly so you know what they are. Number 1, you're going to do the daily check-in for yourself. Number 2, you're going to allow yourself some grief time. Number 3, you're going to ground your body. You're going to get grounded in the body. Just allow it to come up from your feet and get grounded in the body. Number 4, you're going to work on using a thought exchange with a bridge thought. That's going to be but, or, and you're going to speak it out loud to one other living soul that is safe, that you can speak to. Because when I tell you this, that we are coming upon one of the hardest times to grieve, and where the noise is going to get loud, we are there. We are in the holiday season, what I call the grief season. We are in the season of grief. So let's talk about how this noise behaves during the holiday when it rolls around. Because grieving through the holidays is like trying to meditate at a rock concert. Grieving during the holidays is the same as trying to meditate during a rock concert. Everything that used to bring you joy hits like a punch in the chest. The lights, the songs, the smells. I was at the grocery store the other day and I walked in and there were those cinnamon brooms right there. And I actually took a deep breath because I wanted to smell them. And then my heart went out to each and every one of you because I knew what was happening. Yeah. Remember when you'd come in and those smelled so good? Some of you probably hated it. Got a tickle in my throat. The lights, the songs, the smell, and all the memories that they carry. Your brain is going into overactive, overachiever. It is going to pull every single one of those thoughts out. Just seeing a Christmas tree, just seeing the lights. You try to decorate, but the noise says, why bother? You go, all right, fine, then I'm not going to decorate. Everyone's going to be disappointed. Your person is going to be disappointed. Either way, it's loud. Whether you decorate or not, it's going to be loud. The grieving season is going to make all of the memories come flooding in. Here's how I want you to work with it. Number 1, I want you to lower your expectations. Lower your expectations of what other people are going to do for you, how they're going to show up for you this year. Lower your expectations. It's the grieving season. Lower the expectations. Look at me not getting to the end. Lower the expectations. This is not the year to prove that you're strong. This is not that year. It's the year to tell your truth. It's the year to be real. Decide what matters the most and let the rest go. Decide what you want to keep and let the rest go. 2, create new meaning. What does this grief holiday mean to you? What does this season mean to you? Light a candle in honor of your person. Light a candle through the whole season. Have a candle by the door, and all this season, light that candle in honor of your grief. For you, light the candle for you. Cook their favorite meal. Write their name on the ornaments. Change the color of the tree. You're teaching the brain that the love can still exist alongside of the pain at this grieving season. If you could create one small ritual, what would it be? What's the one small ritual through this season that you would create to carry you through the whole entire season? What would that be? Watch out for the triggers. Well, watch out for the triggers because they're coming. The holiday triggers are coming. We are in the season of grieving. When you feel the noise starting in your brain, when your chest tightens, your mind starts racing, pause, set up some grief time. Go sit in the room. Have a plan for what you're going to do for the triggers. Step outside. Take a deep breath. Breathe. Let yourself know that you're grieving. Acknowledge that you're grieving. Start listening to that grief. That single sentence will pull you out of the panic and into the present. I am grieving. I'm grieving. It's okay. I'm grieving. What situation usually triggers your thoughts? What triggers them the most? And here's what I want you to know. This is the most important thing I want you to do this season is number 4. Protect your peace. Protect your peace. Say no when you need to. Take breaks when you need to. You don't owe anyone any fakeness, no fake cheer, no lying, no showing up that way. Your job is not to keep the world comfortable. Your job is to be honest, to admit that you are in the grieving season, in the middle of this holiday season. It's not your job to keep the world comfortable while you are breaking apart. If you use these steps, the holiday will stop being a battlefield for you. I promise. All of the things we talked about today, and now we're here dealing with this, they become a time to practice every skill you've been learning. Listen to yourself. Set the boundaries that you need for this grieving season. Give the noise a safe place to land. Not to control you, but a safe place to land. Here's the goal. Your goal isn't silence. It's peace. A lot of times people think their goal is silence. I'm not going to celebrate the holiday. I'm going to stay by myself. I'm going to have silence. That's not the goal. The goal is to protect your peace. You can still go to the family event and still be peaceful. It can be quiet. You can go for a little while. You don't have to punish yourself. Now let's imagine something together. What if you didn't have to do it alone? What if this holiday season felt calmer, lighter, less like you were in survival mode and more like you were breathing again? That's what I'm building, my friends, inside the Holiday Masterclass. That's what I'm building. So in the show notes, I want you to click the link that says click here for hope. In there, you can sign up for the masterclass. That is this Saturday. You can save yourself a seat. We're going to take everything we just talked about and make it personal to you. Your grief, your triggers, your holiday plan. We'll build it step by step. We're going to name the noise that's going on in your brain. We're going to write the plan for protecting your peace. That is a mouthful. We'll prepare for the moment that usually knocks you off your feet or is going to knock you off your feet. If you could walk into December with confidence instead of fear, what would you already know about yourself? What would you already know about this noise in your head? What would you already know about the memories that are playing over and over again? That's where I want you to be, walking into December with confidence. You're going to learn how to calm the chaos in your brain, how to deal with the memories, how to create a holiday routine that's going to protect you and your heart, how to honor your person without losing yourself, moving through this season with grace instead of guilt, regret, and pain. Imagine waking up on Christmas morning and feeling steady, not broken, not fixed, not perfect, just steady. Neutral. Imagine feeling proud of the way you handled this holiday season, this grieving season, instead of ashamed of how much it hurt, and you're able to go in with a plan. You're still going to cry. You're still going to be sad. I didn't say I was taking away any of that. That's still going to happen. Friend, grief makes noise, but healing brings the calm. You've carried enough pain. Now it's time to carry peace. So join me this Saturday, November 8th at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and let's quiet the chaos together. Let's make this holiday season, a year that you can remember. I remember when I was grieving last year, I met this crazy lady named Sharon. Yeah, I don't know, she had no hair, but she taught me how to do this. And it was an amazing class, and I'm so glad that I went. Bring your heart, bring your story, and bring your willingness to learn. And I'll meet you there. And I promise it's going to change the way you approach the season. You coming? Come on. It'll be fun. It'll be us next Saturday for 2 hours. 2 hours, 1 hour of lecture, 1 hour of grief share, all of us in a group together, which is amazing. And then we come back together on December 10th, and I actually take a look at your plans. Where are you stuck? What needs to change? What needs to be moved? What can we do different? So I give you a bonus day. And I'm going to be doing some holiday teachings throughout the month, so we'll be able to talk about that as well. Again, I say, are you coming? Help is just on the other side. Click the link, and I'll see you there. Friends, I want you to know that I see you. I am you. I am a griever. Thank you for being here with me. And I will see you next Monday at 5 p.m. I'll see you then. Bye, friends.